Hey, Duncan MacPherson here with Pareto Systems from the field. Actually, I'm in my office again. It's getting fancy. I'm in front of the smart board. This is a really key little actionable item. This is prompted by a couple of conversations I've had recently with some of our clients. It's the whole premise of how to take the abstract nature of your value and make it conceptual, make it proprietary. Now think about this. You're in the knowledge for profit business. You think for a living. You're not selling things, you are promoting the promise of the future. Okay, so you think about the commoditization, you think of all the forces at work, fee compression, that can become very abstract. How do you defend against that so that you can differentiate and elevate? Okay, and this isn't marketing, this is branding. Marketing is what you say, branding is what they hear and what they internalize and then can socialize to someone else. It's their interpretation of your value. Okay, but again, it's not driven by your qualities, skills, and intentions. All that's an important component to what it is you do. But remember, it's bought, not sold. I'm not asking you to sell yourself. I want someone to interpret your value quickly and have that lock them down in terms of, resonating with you. So how do we do that? Here's a little item for you. Now, what's really important here, if you want to go deep on this, you can ask us for a video. It's an extension of our Total Client Engagement series, where you can really refine and optimize your value proposition and your 3-minute trailer, how to articulate value quickly. Again, you're not just managing money, you're not just managing a business, you're managing people. So you manage people with how you communicate with them and how you service them. Okay, but to go a little deeper on that, let me just see if I understand your business and if you can use this as part of your repertoire. Okay, so often I'll ask a client of ours, I'll say, how many things could you do for a client over the lifetime of the relationship? Okay, so if they're a client for life and then into the next generation, how many things could you deliver for them? Now, for many advisors, they've got to get that out of their head and document it, turn that into an intellectual property. And when they do, it's not uncommon for them to call us back and say, I do 85 things for a client over the lifetime of the relationship. That's powerful. Some do more, some do less. It's not the point. That makes you fee worthy. But your client will never remember 85 things, number one. Number two, none of those individual things are proprietary to you. They're commoditized. I can get them somewhere else. But watch how this works. So, chances are your business is built on 6 pillars. Okay? 6 pillars. All 85 of those are supported by these 6 pillars. Okay? So think about that. One of them is wealth management. Okay? But you're not a wealth manager. Wealth management is part of your process. You don't want to compete on wealth management. I mean, there are firms out there who will manage my money for 30 basis points. I don't think you want to compete with them. But that's part of your process. Risk management, I don't think you want to be perceived as an insurance broker selling insurance solutions, but risk management is part of your process. Do your clients know that? Tax, I don't know how tax savvy you are, but I'm sure every decision you make is very, very tax sensitive. And where necessary, you'll engage an outside service provider because tax is part of your process. Okay, estate. You might not be an attorney. However, when it comes to estate planning and all of those elements, you will engage a provider into the process to ensure the client has the complete picture. Okay, how about cash? You're not a mortgage broker. You don't sell lines of credit, but every facility, every solution around cash and cash flow is part of your process. And then, of course, philanthropy. When a client becomes financially independent and the burden shifts from will I have enough to what becomes of my legacy, charitable giving, foundations, bursaries. When a client starts thinking about what money does, not just what it is, I'm sure that's part of your process. Do your clients buy into this, or are they buying individual things? Consider this. It's not the 85 things we want them to focus on, it's the one thing that you've developed and refined a process that puts every piece of that puzzle together as their life unfolds and their needs evolve. They can't outgrow your process, they'll grow into it as critical life events occur and their life progresses. This is how you become the personal CFO, right? Which in our world means complete family office. I want to make sure you get the client to shift from transactions to buying into a fluid and dynamic process. That is what competitor proves them. That's what captures money in motion. And when they start describing you to others around how much they trust you and how much they enjoy your client experience from your practice management approach and how much they appreciate your process, introductions, loyalty, empowerment, it goes through the roof. Okay, so thanks very much for listening. This is Duncan MacPherson from the field. Hope this was valuable. Look forward to other solutions that we're going to provide down the road. Thanks very much. Bye for now.